Greetings, mortals. I am Natus, one of the rulers of the underworld, or specifically the ruler of Manga Hell. And today we'll be reacting to the newest chapter of the Four Knights of the Apocalypse series, Chapter 51, The King of Liones. Well, I guess we're definitely getting a Meliodas chapter this week and nothing else. So yeah. Now anyways, let's get into this chapter reaction. So the first page we get is Percival looking around Leonas. I guess he's gonna get lost because, let's be real here, him getting lost makes only sense. As then we see the back of a certain character. It's Meliodas. Like, there's no secrets to it. Like, unless if you're someone who literally only started to read Four Knights of the Apocalypse. Like, you didn't read Seven Deadly Sins, you just heard it was good, and there was gonna be a sequel, so you decided to read the Four Knights. Unless if you're one of those people, you will know who this guy is. As we see two lesser, but definitely I feel like characters that you would know from the Seven Deadly Sins. Also in the back. But yeah. So anyways, let's get not be around the bush and get into the chapter. So first we get like an establishing shot of Liones, and then we have the characters just walking around. As then we have someone saying like, "This is all so sudden, just being here in Liones and all." As we see like now Lancelot walking in front normally, Dahlia a bit behind him, as Percival and Anne and Nausea are confused all over the place. Even the horse like looking around. Which does make sense. It's Donnie has some experience while Lancelot was going this route multiple times most likely. So it makes sense why those three would be behind them by so much. So yeah, anyways, then we have Anzac. Hey, look, is that a holy knight? Maybe? I think she's referring to one of those, that very stereotypical guy, knight who's dressed like a holy knight outfit. As they have, now just be like, not sure. Man, I'm guessing this could be one of those like funny little jabs at the fan base, like, oh wait, are those guys wearing those hoods? Are they actually holy knights or they just normal knights? Because they don't have that armor, but it doesn't make sense where you have regular knights protecting the kings and that kind of thing. So yeah, anyways, they have Nausea and being like, we really are in Liones, huh? As they have done responding to Anne like being way to act like a hick. As they have Anne be like, quit lording it over me. Which I guess is again referring to the fact that the other ones have no experience or come from very like out there villages. Like I think it was like how long was the travel supposed to have taken? Like a month. That's how much of a distance there was from Anne's village, and even that wasn't even like the closest, and it even wasn't like from her village. Like it wasn't her village was even following that. Anyways, then we have Donnie be like, "Ha, ain't it right, Percival?" Is there a Percival be like look at everything? He has like mini Percival hats like flying around him as he's all nervous. As Percival's like, look at all the big houses. As then we have Donnie be like, damn, you're that starstruck. I guess he wasn't expecting Percival to be on this level. So anyways, then we have Lancelot being the badass. He's like, get a grip, man. And not Anne, but he doesn't say Anne. It's like sighs a bit, which, alright, Lancelot, you should probably predict this was going to be our reaction. Like, only one of them was in Liones before, while the other ones didn't even come from this kind of very, popular areas. Everyone would be starstruck. Yeah, so then again, we get like a stabilizing shot, as then we get the castle of Liones. As then we have them approaching there as in a sense like that's a really big castle. Oh, it's a castle. What you expect? As then we have and be like, now I'm getting all nervous. As then we have them be like trying to be all bad, like, will you stop freaking out already, guys? As then we have the now it's just be like, you're the one marching like a soldier. As Donnie is like young jerk, as yeah, doing that like stiff movement. As now it's like, hey, I've never met the king before either, okay? So yeah, although This is very funny because Donnie is basically like kind of has like a chance to be like more the calm badass one here for the first time in this journey. But even against the king, he has to be okay. I'm a bit nervous on that part. So as they have and be like, so my idol Meliodas must be inside this castle. I wait, was it established that Anne was a fan of Meliodas? Like, I know the reason why she's trying to be a holy knight is to follow her mother, but I guess she's also a mod. She's also the model of Meliodas after him. All right, that's an interesting thing to know. I don't know how she's gonna react to when she actually meets him. So yes, anyways, they have someone saying, "Hold you!" And we see those confusing knights being there. They're like, "You can't go in unless you have business in the castle." I would say more. I'm guys about there's no mention of the fact none of you guys look like you have any business here. But they don't say us. Then we have and be like, and we, and then that's all. It's just like we are here on the king's orders. As then we see these knights actually recognizing Lancelot, like, Sir Lancelot, which makes me kind of question why they know him. I mean, all right, I'm going to assume Hauser didn't know Sin was Lancelot, or they immediately get the connection, mostly either because he didn't know Lancelot can change form, but it's gotta be all these randos know him. I guess these randos must have some kind of bigger connection to the king if they are able to know all this stuff. Or maybe like these guys are just allowed to know because of the okay, it's gotta be easier to communicate kind of thing. So, anyways, then we have Lancelot being kind of badass and says like, "This group's here to see the king. Let us in." As then we get Donnie and Nausea's a bit all nervous. Curiously, not Percival there. As if we have one of the knights be like, I'm afraid His Majesty just left the castle to go party at. See, Amelia gets bonged on the head by the other knight. As that guy like turns around, is like, as the other knight responds, cough, cough. His Majesty is making his rounds on castle property. As they're really like, not even deal with this BS. As they're like, that's like, huh? As like he's out partying. I guess they weren't expecting this to be the introduction to Percival. Lancelot just puts face bombs himself. It's like not again, that bum. As that knight who responded to them about making was like, oops. As they were Lancelot like turning kind of pissed and turning around like, well, let's go kill some time. I'm guessing this is gonna be giving Donnie his new dagger. So then we have Nelsa turning to the group is like, huh? Where did Percy go? And none of them realize that Percival was gone. Which, how the hell did you not notice it? Percival was probably the loudest one to disappear too, but yeah. As we see the building, because we see Percival having a big smile on his hat as he's making his runs around the town. It's like skipping through the town as then we see some girls, oh, look at that little boy. As Percival was saying to himself, wow, wow, look at all these different houses. This kingdom is so big. So yeah, as then we have someone speaking as they're like, that's all the goods, but can you handle them yourself? I'm not an old man, Handy. Besides, I can't say not no to him. So yeah, now while Percival is walking, he's like, oh, this is tiring out my neck. I guess Percival was just like walking around here with his head in the clouds like this. My god, how the hell did he not manage to slam into everybody? But apparently he is gonna slam into someone right now as he slams into them as he pushes the person down to the ground. Like, oh! Is there a person like, well? And then we have Percival running to this night as this person is being revealed to be Dreyfus. Oh! Finally, he's back. Not sure if anyone is cheering or throwing their hats in the air, but Dreyfus is back. As I guess he got a very weak back during the time skip. As then we have Percival be like, I'm sorry, did I hurt you? As Dreyfus is like, no, I've had bad back from before. So I guess that's something he got from time skip. And then Percival immediately notices all this stuff on the floor as he's like, "You were carrying all of this?" And then we see Hauser at the building. I think he said he was going to get like, I'm not sure. I think one of someone between Hendrickson and Hauser Dreyfus did say he was going to make. I think one of them made a clinic and one made a school. And I think the clinic might have been Hendrickson, but I'm not exactly sure. I think maybe he was making the potion something. I don't know really know. Although by the dark, yeah, I think it was Hendrickson who was making the potions and all that, and the doctor. So yes, and then we have a woman be like, the last patient has left director, as then you have Hendrickson saying, "Oh, let's rest a bit then." As we see the woman go inside, as Hendrickson's like, "Hmm." As he spots Dreyfus on the porch, as he runs there, he's like, "Dreyfus, what's wrong?" I threw my back out again. As then Hendrickson's like, "I knew that. You could happen. Let me see it." So, referring to the previous dialogue, which makes me kind of wonder where did this whole happen? Because it seems like Andy and Andrew went together a bit, but I guess Andy only went inside for a bit time. I'm not exactly sure. Anyways, there, Jeffers be like, actually, the boy who ran into me is Stringit. The pain is mostly gone, as we see like a mini baby Percival on the back of Jeffers as it's like holding it, as Jeffers like flips it open, as Hendrickson looks at it, as Jeffers is a bit confused about it as well. Which he also seems like Jeffers is suffering from the moon spite thing where he doesn't have a mouth. You know, he's supposed to be talking, but just blanked for some reason, as they're both kind of curious about it. Then they're looking at it, then I think we have Hendrick saying, "What do you think it is, Handy?" As it is a bit giggling, as Hendrick saying, like, some kind of new compress? I'm not exactly sure. I guess he is not fully aware of it. I'm guessing they got figured it out after it's healed something. I don't know. I mean, they didn't just see it, so who knows what it is. So yes, here we have the delivery is being like tongue and cloud around as we see Percival walking around it. Supposedly he's not suffering from the lack of vision thing. As there Percival like, oh, go down this road. And supposedly enough, he did get lost apparently. As there Percival like, hang a right at the fountain looking for the pointy roof. The ball something or other. Oh, wow, As they have and that person from the week before, Maniolis, is like, my. Hey there, boy, are those crates from the Hendrickson Free Clinic? As then we have the kid being like, person like, what? They sure are. The ale growth and new spices. I asked Drake, as they we have Melrose come there, it's like, they sure are. The ale growth and new spices I asked Dreyfus to bring over. Do you happen to know that guy? As Percival was then like, oh yeah, I ran into him and he hurt his back. So there Melrose be like, oh, so you're faring it over for him. How kind of you. Do you work, as if Percival like, do you work at the ball place maybe? As they have Melrose be like, the ball hat, you mean? Nobody came at the appointed time, so I went looking. So they Percival be like, the ball hat, that's a fine name. What kind of place is it? As they have Melrose respond to him and went, it's a tavern, kind of a famous one. We serve fine drinks from across Britannia. And poisonous food that makes you die from it to the point that it doesn't matter how strong you are, you will die. Is there a person be like, oh, neat? Is there we have Meliodas taking a notice of that? Oh, by the way, throughout all this time, Meliodas is having his face completely hidden, which again I don't really see since anyone's gonna get at it soon. Like it's not one of those like uh, shadowy figures. Like it's literally you can clearly tell it's Meliodas. Like his outfit is literally his outfit from the beginning of the series, except a different tie. So yeah, anyways, then we have Mel saying that item on your back is we have Percival being like, this it's a piece from this thing called the Coffer of Eternal Darkness. Put the pieces together and they say it'll be big trouble. Which is funny because the Percival said it's gonna be a big trouble considering the fact he should be aware of the trouble since he saw it. Well, not already saw it. Dai was the only one who saw was in the town, but I feel like you could have seen the trouble just from the distance wherever Einstein was making his spell, whatever. So yes, anyways, then we have Percival be like, Me and my friends got this PS back from some bad guys. So yeah, then we have Meliodas be like, I see, so it's you then. It's like, huh? And then we have Meliodas be like, oh, never mind. Well. Here we are. And then we see a shot of the tavern that's in Britannia. And then we have Meliodas saying, this is the boar hat, my pride and joy. It's a called that because it used to be on top of the giant boar's hat. This is actually the third boar hat, but I won't bore you with the details. Referring to all the things that happened in Saturday Saints. Which, alright, while I'm aware of the thing about the first boar and the mama pig, but the mouth of chaos or whatever, and that whole being destroyed there, but why did the second, what happened to the second one? Am I forgetting something? Was it like a, was it destroyed at some point, but I'm just not remembering it right now? I'm probably just blanking out. Tell me in the comments below what happened to the second boar hat. So anyway, we have Pacific a big enough to wear this? Oh wait, do you own this place? As they were allowed to explain with, sure do, what's your step? Which is something Meliodas have said to Percival long before that. As then we have Percival, even though you're a kid my age, you run a tavern? Which is kind of true. Like Meliodas hasn't really aged at all post time skip, so he still looks like about the same age. Which consider how similar Percival and Meliodas are. In fact, Percival might think actually Percival might just think Meliodas is 16 because he also looks very young. So even though Meliodas doesn't look, so even though Meliodas might look like he's somewhere between a little before Donnie and I don't know their ages, he would still probably be, he would still most likely be 16. Or actually, he might actually look like how you'd think a 16-year-old Percival would look like if it wasn't for his weird aging thing. So yeah, anyways, they were saying you can just put that wherever on the table. So as Percival's like, okay, which it's kind of funny how Percival managed to not encounter someone who tried to smuggle him or something like that, since how naive Percival is. But I guess all's out ends well. As then we have Percival's like, oh, it looks neat here. As then we have Midas be like, are you hungry at all? As immediately Percival's stomach starts to growl. Percival's like, oh yeah, I haven't eaten since morning. As then we have Midas be like, great, I'll give you a meal to pay for that delivery. Oh no, man, you're gonna be paying him with actual money, not with a meal, because trust me, your meals are fucking disastrous. And then we have Percival, who unfortunately, God have mercy on his soul, isn't aware of that, as like, whoa! And then we have a pretty nice dessert on the table for Percival to eat. It's like, and then we have Miraz be like, here it is, the boar's head special pudding! And Percival like, whoa! It looks so good! Oh, you sorry. I'm so sorry, Percival, I'm so sorry. So then we have Miller saying, it's my latest masterpiece, hopefully. Oh my god, even he's aware this is a good way to pay him. It's like packed with healthy veggie, cast off and grow goods. It's probably good for your beauty and stuff too. Even he doesn't even know what he is in for it. He. As if Percival will be like, I've never tried any pudding before. Oh, trust me, Percival, this is not a good way to be introduced to pudding. As if Mel's like, well, dig in. As if Percival like, you bet. I will. And then he starts stuffing pudding into his mouth. It's like, he's like just in, like one bite is like engulfing and it's like sweet, spicy, bitter, smelly, poison. Oh, I see starry sky. Oh, Grandpa's beckoning to me as we see Percival's grandpa like, hey, and the Ani and the rest. Oh, what fun! As we see Donnie like dancing. Not like he's explaining something, and Anne, I don't know what she's doing. As we see a bunch of flowers. As it's a bit later in the day, as Percival's on the Be like, oh yeah, that's the expected reaction from Percival. Like, Mira straight up, they tried to kill Percival. You almost kill him, Percival Meliodas. As we see, Percival finally waking from it and getting back up, which it's funny that after everything that Percival has so much healing, so much brokenness, the thing that almost kills him is this. Oh, the second thing that almost kills him is Meliodas' cooking. Like, Meliodas, really, just give the fucking up, or at the very least, have a professional chef teach you. Like, hell, copy a professional chef's book when it comes to cooking before you start doing your own stuff, because you're clearly killing people. Seriously, but Meliodas' cooking given to anyone would end up killing them. So anyways, they have Meliodas back. Haha, you're awake, first of all? As Percival gets big up, is like, yeah, my head and my stomach feel all gross. Well, then what happens to Meliodas' cooking? You better not repeat your mistake, Percival. This is not our repeating your mistake type of thing. Or else you're gonna die. Anyways, then we have Percival noticing the fact that Meliodas knows his name. Is like, wait, why do you know my name? As then we have Meliodas looking at Percival's helm. Is like, this scratch on my helm and the Outboreus brooch on your cape. I never thought Magnus's grandkid would be one of the four nuts of the apocalypse. As then we have Percival be completely overjoyed over the fact that Meliodas knows his grandfather. As now we have, as Emir says, "But you know, Grandpa, and about the four knights too. Who are you anyway?" As they were Meliodas be like, "Hey, calm down. Let me introduce myself then. My name is Meliodas, Tavern Keeper and King of Leones." As we get a full shot of face reveal from Meliodas, which is something we all could have expected. So yeah, we finally get a reveal, meaning that everyone who was shitting on this series to focus on the original cast and instead focus on Percival can now finally shut the fuck up. So yeah, now we have this. Now let's before we end this chapter, we should probably discuss what about the whole connection between Vanguard and Meliodas and the fucking no Percival. Now there was some conflict in the first chapter between Arthur, Camelot, and Vanguard and the Knights. So it's possible that Meliodas knows Vanguard from this. And Percival probably was a baby when he first saw them or something. Like I could see like Vanguard or like maybe it was something like when Vanguard was leaving or something, he could have like had like Percival in his hands. Then maybe be Meliodas like met him there and he introduced it, or maybe like Meliodas was helping them escape or something. It's probably one of those things. It's probably not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be anything too major. It's probably gonna be just something like that. Although it's also that maybe the weird race thing that Percival is might also lead to something, but I'm not 100% sure. So with that said, this chapter was pretty good of an introduction, pretty more a very light-hearted chapter, which I do think it makes sense because I feel like as soon as we get to a meeting scene where we have the Lancelot, presumably Tristan, Elizabeth Meliodas, possibly Housen, I think he probably will not appear since everything that's happened, so he probably will not be here. But the Percival and the Guest Gang, and maybe there will be some other characters that Lancelot and Tristan may have gotten as allies. I don't really know. Probably not Lancelot, but maybe Tristan got a few allies. We gotta get that point missing. Like that's where I feel like we gotta be like a bunch of lore, a bunch of information stuff. So I see why we're having like these more chill chapters or filler if you want to use it. But anyways, these are more chill chapters. So yeah, anyways, with that said, I hope you like this video. I hope you leave a like, subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. Don't forget to share your thoughts on this chapter in the comments below. And that's it. I cannot wait to see all of you people next time. Goodbye.